You are listening to No Weather Radio serving the Boston area on a frequency of 162.434 MHz. Here is the tropical weather outlook for our area. Extremely dangerous Category 5 hurricane Jerry is situated around the Bahamas, with maximum sustained winds near 180 miles per hour, with gusts up to 205 miles per hour, and a minimum pressure of 897 millibars. Hurricane Jerry is currently tracking towards New England, and is expected to bring potentially significant weather impacts by late week. Due to uncertainties in the exact track of Hurricane Jerry, exact impacts cannot be pinpointed at this time. The National Weather Service in Morehead City has issued a tropical storm warning for the following counties: Dare, Hyde, Washington, Beaufort, Carteret. At 11:01 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, the center of Hurricane Jerry was located around 25.54 latitude and 76.30 longitude. Jerry currently has maximum sustained winds of 185 miles per hour, with gusts up to 215 miles per hour, and a minimum pressure of 895 millibars. Hurricane Jerry is expected to bring high winds and storm surge, especially in Dare County. Storm surge of 4 to 7 feet is expected in the Outer Banks, with maximum sustained winds up to 70 miles per hour possible, with gusts potentially up to 100 miles per hour. A hurricane watch is also in effect for Dare County due to the potential of hurricane conditions along the Outer Banks. Rainfall of 4 to 8 inches is expected within and around the warned area, which could lead to flash flooding. Impacts are expected to start tomorrow morning, and will continue to deteriorate throughout tomorrow, before improving Thursday morning. Stay tuned to the National Weather Service and local news outlets for more information. The National Weather Service in Boston has issued a hurricane warning for the following counties: Suffolk, Essex, Middlesex, Worcester, Norfolk, Bristol, Plymouth, Barnstable, Dukes, Nantucket. A hurricane warning means that hurricane conditions, which are winds of 64 knots or 74 miles per hour or greater, are possible within the next 36 hours. Hurricane Jerry is expected to bring dangerous conditions to Massachusetts by the end of the week, with the potential of wind gusts exceeding 140 miles per hour and the potential of a storm surge of 8 to 12 feet along the coast. As of 5 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, Hurricane Jerry was located near latitude 35.08 north, longitude 74.78 west. Maximum sustained winds are near 130 miles per hour, with gusts up to 155 miles per hour. Jerry is currently moving north-northeast at 14 miles per hour. Jerry is expected to impact New England by tomorrow, making a landfall most likely on Cape Cod with winds up to 125 miles per hour. Stay tuned to local news outlets and the National Weather Service for more information on this hurricane.
Good evening, Boston, and welcome to WCVB 5 News at 7, and our top story is the weather. We are currently watching Hurricane Jerry head towards our area, with the storm expected to bring significant impacts to our viewing area throughout tomorrow. We are anticipating winds of up to 125 miles per hour with gusts up to 145 miles per hour in coastal areas. Here with more is meteorologist Eric Moore.
Thank you, Tracy. As what she was saying, we are dealing with quite the monster of a hurricane, a storm that we have not seen in a very long time. This storm is expected to be stronger than Hurricane Bob back in 1991, which was a Category 2 hurricane when it made landfall. This storm has the potential to do more catastrophic damage to the area. While the damage might not be as severe in our area as it was in the Great Lakes when this thing first became a Category 5, we are expecting extremely life-threatening conditions in our viewing area. We are expecting storm surge values that could top 13 feet in some areas, especially in Cape Cod, Nantucket, and Martha's Vineyard. Preparations need to be rushed to completion by tomorrow morning before the onset of tropical storm force winds. If you are in an evacuation zone and are told to evacuate, get out as soon as you can. I cannot stress the urgency of this situation enough. This storm could be the type of storm that occurs once in a lifetime. Now as we look into our
Hurricane Jerry continues to head towards Massachusetts throughout today. Maximum sustained winds are around 120 miles per hour. Latest update on Hurricane Jerry. Hurricane Jerry currently has sustained winds around 125 miles per hour, with gusts up to 145 miles per hour and a minimum pressure of 932 millibars. Tropical storm force winds extend out 538 miles from the center, while hurricane force winds extend out 132 miles from the center. Jerry is currently moving to the north-northeast at 15 miles per hour. The National Weather Service in Boston has issued a flash flood watch for the following counties: Suffolk, Essex, Middlesex, Worcester, Norfolk, Bristol, Plymouth, Barnstable, Dukes, Nantucket, Franklin, Hampshire, Hampton, Berkshire, until 12 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time on October 4, 2019. Hurricane Jerry is currently approaching the area and is expected to produce heavy rainfall. Rainfall totals of 6 to 10 inches are expected, which is likely to lead to flash flooding. Recent rainfall over the past month has already made the ground extremely saturated, and it will not take a lot of rainfall to trigger flash flooding. A flash flood watch means the threat of flash flooding exists along rivers and creeks in low-lying areas. If you are in the watch area, you should monitor weather conditions closely. Be ready to move to higher ground if flooding is observed or if warning is issued. Stay tuned to Weather Radio for further updates. The National Weather Service in Boston has issued a tornado watch for the following counties: Suffolk, Essex, Middlesex, Worcester, Norfolk, Bristol, Plymouth, Barnstable, Dukes, Nantucket, Franklin, Hampshire, Hampton, Berkshire, until 11 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time this evening. At 8:52 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, the outer bands of Hurricane Jerry were starting to move onshore, bringing an increased chance of tornadoes within the stronger cells. Although most of these tornadoes are expected to be weak and short-lived, there is the potential for an F2 tornado or stronger in a few storm cells. A tornado watch means conditions are favorable for tornadoes and severe thunderstorms in and close to the watch area. Persons in these areas should be on the lookout for threatening weather conditions and listen for later statements and possible warnings. The National Weather Service in Boston has issued a tornado warning for the following counties: Plymouth, until 11:08 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. At 10:11 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, a confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado was located 1 mile north of Plymouth, moving west at 43 miles per hour. This is a tornado emergency for Plymouth and areas to the west of Plymouth. Take cover now. Hazard: deadly tornado. Source: law enforcement and the public. Confirmed tornado impact: you are in a life-threatening situation. Flying debris may be deadly to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be destroyed. Considerable damage to homes, business, and vehicles is likely, and complete destruction is possible. The tornado will be near Carver around 10:14 a.m., Middleborough around 10:19 a.m., Taunton around 10:29 a.m. To repeat, a large, extremely dangerous, and potentially deadly tornado is on the ground. To protect your life, take cover now. Move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Avoid windows. If in a mobile home, a vehicle or outdoors, move to the closest substantial shelter, and protect yourself from flying debris. A large and extremely dangerous tornado is on the ground. Take immediate tornado precautions. This is an emergency situation. The National Weather Service in Boston has issued extreme wind warning for the following counties: Nantucket, Dukes, Plymouth, Bristol, Norfolk, Suffolk, and Eastern Essex County, until 2:18 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. At 11:46 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, National Weather Service Doppler radar indicated extreme winds associated with the eye wall of Major Hurricane Jerry were moving onshore. These extreme winds will impact a large swath of eastern Massachusetts, with the hurricane's eye being 70 miles wide. This is an extremely dangerous and life-threatening situation. Take cover now. Treat these imminent extreme winds as if a tornado was approaching, and move immediately to the safe room in your shelter. Take action now to protect your life. The safest place to be during a major landfalling hurricane is in a reinforced interior room away from windows. Get under a table or other piece of sturdy furniture. Use mattresses, blankets, or pillows to cover your head or body. Remain in place through the passage of these life-threatening conditions.
If you are just joining us, we just got the word that Hurricane Jerry has made landfall in Barnstable with winds around 125 miles per hour. The storm is expected to re-emerge over the unusually warm Atlantic waters for this far north. We could see the storm potentially strengthen to Category 4 strength before it makes landfall in Maine. We think it will likely make its final landfall around Portland. How strong it gets will depend on if it takes advantage of these extremely favorable conditions. Now I'm just now getting word from my producers that we will likely have to be taking cover shortly due to the eye wall approaching Boston. The eye wall is likely just moments away from our studio. Our microphones might not be catching this, but we now hear debris hitting our building. Yeah, we will go ahead and take shelter now. To everyone watching this, get into shelter now, and stay there until these dangerous conditions pass. At this time, we will now be taking shelter. Let's go, guys. It's getting bad. To the basement now.
The National Weather Service in Portland has issued an extreme wind warning for Cumberland, York, southern Androscoggin, western Sagadahoc, until 4:15 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. At 2:29 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, National Weather Service Doppler radar indicated extreme winds associated with the eye wall of Hurricane Jerry were moving onshore. This is an extremely dangerous and life-threatening situation. Widespread destructive winds of 140 to 160 miles per hour will spread across Cumberland County, York County, Androscoggin County, and Sagadahoc County, producing swaths of tornado-like damage. Take cover now. Treat these imminent extreme winds as if a tornado was approaching, and move immediately to the safe room in your shelter. Take action now to protect your life. The following message is sent at the request of the Federal Emergency Management Agency, in conjunction with the state governments of Massachusetts and Maine. Category 4 Hurricane Jerry has moved through the states of Massachusetts and Maine, causing catastrophic damage in areas such as Boston and Cape Cod in Massachusetts and Portland in Maine. The power grid has been crippled in these areas and tree damage has deemed roads to be impassable. Heavy damage has also been reported in Plymouth from a large wedge tornado that occurred earlier today. Residents in the affected areas are advised to move to public shelters as there is no way of telling when utilities will be restored to the affected areas.